Lesotho on Thursday. He will lead a delegation of officials on a visit to strengthen relations between the two neighbours. Ramaphosa also expected to engage Lesotho Prime Minister Thomas Thabane on progress made on Southern African Development Community SADC recommended reforms progress. Now, the reforms are aimed at achieving stability in the Mountain Kingdom that has seen coup attempts and the murders of two army commanders in recent years. Thabane's All Basotho Convention Party is also grappling with a split that could lead to him stepping down or collapse the coalition government. While Ramaphosa is the custodian of the reform recommendations on behalf of SADC, retired Deputy Chief Justice Dikgang Moseneke has been in the country appointed to act as facilitator on Ramaphosa's behalf. To discuss, we're joined now by SABC News reporter there, Rapelang Khadebe. Rapelang, thank you. So Dikgang Moseneke is already in Lesotho. What has he been doing in the run-up to Ramaphosa's visit?
Absolutely. Thank you very much and good afternoon in a very cold Lesotho today. Justice Dikgang Moseneke has been in Lesotho for a few days now, and actually we were informed that today he has actually flown back to Johannesburg just to brief the president and as to the development that has been taking place. He's expected tomorrow morning to come back now to come and try and clinch the final deal between the politicians. He will understand the fragility of the situation here in Lesotho. And maybe ahead of the coming of the president on Thursday, he'll try and find some sort of a solution, a ceasefire to the problems that are leading to the very fragile coalition up here in Lesotho.
Mm. So tell us, who are the parties at odds in Lesotho? When South Africa and SADC wants reforms, what do we actually want to achieve in Lesotho?
After Lesotho going through really a myriad of challenges, including constitutional crisis, if you can, two army commanders were killed. Lesotho had to go to elections, two snap elections, like twice in under 5 years. So SADC came with an intervention to try and mediate between the politicians. What was encouraged was that they go through the reforms, media reforms, social reforms, security reforms, and public reforms, such that it can stabilize, maybe even to revisit the constitution as a whole, because you will understand that Lesotho has been under a constitution that was created in the early 90s and has never really catered for the coalition government, which has become now a pain in the constitution of Lesotho right now.
Apparently, Tom Thabane himself, the Prime Minister, has a lot of power, and the idea is to move some of those powers to Parliament. So you have a more collective decision-making process. Is that correct?
Absolutely. He does have powers, and when he does exercise his powers, some are happy when they're in government, but sometimes it becomes a problem when they are not in government. Others are actually even going to an extent that maybe His Majesty should have a word such that in times of crisis, they are able to, he is able to exercise some intervention of some sort, but also to have the Parliament also have a say in how it's going to outcome. You'll understand how expensive election is for already troubled economy of Lesotho. So if we have to face yet another snap election in hardly 2 months, it eats too much into your pocket.
And some would like to see Tom Thabane leave, but he is the man that Cyril Ramaphosa will be engaging with. So how much support does he really have? How tenuous is his role as Prime Minister at the moment?
Absolutely. You see, the weird thing with the current regime is that the infighting comes from within. The trouble started in the early conference that was held in February, when the new dispensation or the new committee was elected in. It was never really allowed to get into office, and there has been court challenges after conferences. Now, the most recent was when Prime Minister Thabane fired or expelled all the 5 members of the executive committees. They challenged this expulsion in court, They won. In return, they suspended him, and they are calling for a special conference to come and settle the disputes that they have. But we understand that he is also attempting to challenge that special conference, which is set to either confirm or dismiss the decision that they have taken to suspend him from the party, him and the Deputy Secretary General, who was also sacked. These are internal squabbles within the ABC itself.
So when South Africa plays a mediation role, are we basically mediating between two factions of the ruling party, some who want Tom Thabane out?
Well, the problems really are not starting recently. President Ramaphosa has been elected to be the facilitator of Lesotho, to try and make sure that the reforms that can actually bring the stability into Lesotho take effect. But right now, I think it's a new trouble altogether, because the 2-year-old coalition was expected maybe to have some stability, but it looks like now with the fresh crisis of the internal squabble, he's got another ball on his hands altogether.
All right, so our president heading to the troubled Mountain Kingdom. Thank you very much, SABC News reporter Rapelang Radebe from Lesotho.